Okay, so another thing that I wanted to review is something again that we reviewed in class, but it was just about how to check the image size and the color of your image. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open this image that I was using in my magazine, and you would want to do this with all of your images. I downloaded this picture from, I think it was Pexels, so hopefully this is a high quality image. Hopefully it's 300 ppi, and all we'd have to worry about is the color format. So we'll go to image and image size and we'll check this out. Okay, well now I see. Darn, it's not 300 pixels per inch, which is like the highest resolution. Even though this actually looks pretty nice, and maybe since it's such a big image, it would be fine to just kind of leave it. And I mean, it looks nice, but what we can do is what we'll do is first look at the width and height. So it's 83 inches, which is huge. And I mean, even looking at this image size, it's 68.7 megabytes. Like that's such a big file for a picture. I mean, you will see that, but if you have a high quality image, it tends to be a a larger file size. So anyways, we have an 83 inch by 55 inch image, and it doesn't need to be that big. Mine's probably only, in my document, it's probably only 5 or 6 inches wide. So what we can do is we'll deselect resample. We don't really need to be resampling anything, but we'll um, make the resolution 300. And you can see it basically using math, like a basic math equation, adjusted the width and height based on the ratio of how much I increased the resolution. So even though I made the resolution 300, and now the image is a little smaller, that's fine because my image on my page is still smaller than 20 by 13. So it's still fine. It still works, and the image size didn't change. So that works. Okay, so say we're trying to get an image from the internet, and it's going to be sort of a smaller image. Like this is the size that I might need my image to be. Whoops. Save image as, we'll save as desktop. Cat. Okay, and then I'll open this up. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my image and the image size. And it's an 8 by 4, and I need it to be 8 inches wide because this picture, I guess, or maybe I need it to be at least 6 inches. But if I just change this to 300, it will make this 1.9, or basically 2 inches, so that's not okay. So, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep this resample icon selected. And now what I want you to look at is the image size, the file size here. It's going to increase because when you resample something, it means it's making up pixels and adding them to your image to improve the resolution. Now, this isn't really the most idealistic way for you to have a high resolution image. Like it's not likely that you're going to go from a low resolution image to a high resolution image and it look perfect. So for best practice, just try to find the high resolution image in the first place. But for the sake of this lesson, we'll just explain how to do this. So you'll select resample, and then you have all of these options here. And sometimes just based on the type of picture, like whatever you're doing, you might want to select these different these different options, like maybe you're enlarging the picture or something like that. But for now, we'll just kind of keep it the same size. So we'll keep resample selected, but we'll change the resolution to 300. Now maybe we want to, let's see, play around with these. Okay, this one looks a little bit better. Maybe I want to just kind of mess around and see what looks, I kind of like this. We'll try this. Really, it doesn't matter. You would just really want to mess around. But then now what I'm going to look at is I'm seeing the increase in file size. So it was 527.3 kilobytes. Now it's 8.94 megabytes. So that's a lot more. But that's okay. It's actually not that big of a photo, a file for a photo compared to other high resolution images, larger high resolution images. And then you can just click OK, and you can see it will maintain the size and then just add some pixels in. So you might not really notice it too much, and it might not work perfectly doing it this way. I'm not saying that this is just going to work perfectly and your image is going to be crisp and clear, 300 ppi perfect. It will have 300 pixels per inch, but it's making up those pixels. So again, it's really up to the software as to how specific and how on point it would be. So now you understand a little bit about that. One thing also that you would want to do is you're going to go in and change the color profile. So you're going to go into Edit, Convert to Profile, and then you're going to select, make sure it's selected on CMYK US web coded. You can select these, you could just leave it at the default, that's fine, as long as it's saying working CMYK, web coded, okay. And then you'll click OK. And then I'm going to save it. Okay, so now I didn't do that with this image. So when I make a circle or a square or something and I'm using my eyedropper tool and I'm pulling colors from here, if I go over to my color panel, I can see that it's pulling RGB colors because this photo is RGB, but we're printing these. So you don't want RGB colors, you want CMYK. So I'm just going to place the picture of the cat, which we updated, and I'm just going to draw it out like this, and then I'll click here, and when I go to my eyedropper tool, you can see I'm selecting a color from this image, and the color is CMYK because I converted this to a CMYK image. So now I'll go ahead and I'll open up the other skateboarding picture. Let's see. Let's see if I can't find it. There it is. Okay. Now I can go into, let's just take a look at the image size. Okay, so this image is huge. It's 56 inches wide, and I definitely don't need that. My file across is only going to be 17 inches rather than, rather than 56. So say I deselect this, 13 inches, that's definitely fine. Height 9, that's probably fine. Okay. And then we'll go to image, edit, convert to profile, okay. I'm gonna save it, okay. And then I get this error in my link, so I'll open up my links panel and then I can refresh it. And it's a high quality image, still. Now, when I click on this box and I want to sample a color from here using my eyedropper tool, I will just pick this blue. You can see, or it's purple I guess, but you can see that it's picking up this CMYK coloring, which is what you need for print. So if you needed any help with that, then that works. And then here's, this is a good example of how that works. So hopefully that answered some of your questions about color. If you have any questions, you can come to my office hours on Monday from 9:30 till 11:45 about, and then you could also email me. I'll be checking email even over the break, so feel free to email. All right, have a good break.